Hi, welcome, Sharifah. Today we are going to talk about intercultural experience in Singapore. Could you start by introducing yourself a little bit?
Hi, my name is Sharifah Minira binti Sheikh Nawaz. I'm currently in year 2 studying in UC, and I'm from the Faculty of Sharia and Law, and I'm taking the course in Fatwa, and I'm from Singapore.
Great, let's start our discussions. For the first question is, what value are most important in Singapore society? How these values show up in everyday life?
I feel like the most important values are respect, efficiency, and also harmony because we are a multicultural society. So, for example, respect, we have to respect the different cultures, the different races and religions, and respect can be shown through our behavior. For example, saying excuse me, and also, for example, in our public transport, we have priority seats which are for elderly, pregnant women, and also anyone who is unable to stand. So these seats are actually supposed to be for them. So if anyone were to sit at these seats, they should give to the person in need as a sign of respect. And also, even though the person is not sitting at the priority seat, you should also give the seat to the one who's in it as a form of respect. So this can be seen in public transport such as bus, MRT, and also for harmony. It is a value that is very important in Singapore as we have we are a multicultural society. We have Indians, Malays, Chinese, and also other races. And it is very important for us to understand each other's culture, for us to not criticize or be very insensitive towards them, to ensure that we live in harmony.
Alright, great. How about what aspect of Singapore's culture do you feel most proud of?
I feel proud for safety and also cleanliness in Singapore. As when we are in Singapore, Alhamdulillah, we feel very safe. And also in terms of cleanliness, Singapore is very clean, and we even have a rule that we cannot litter. So littering is an offence in Singapore. So a person who litters can be fined. And I feel proud also about like the efficiency of Singapore. Like we have our public transports are very easy and accessible, where the stations connect each other, and we have a lot of stations. So it is actually easy for us to use the public transportation, and we also have bank transfers like PayNow. In Malaysia, we use Duit Now, but in Singapore, we also have the same thing, but it's called PayNow. So just the same thing, we scan the QR code and we can transfer the money. So I feel like it's that's what I'm proud of, which is the efficiency in Singapore.
Alright, how about you describe your personal identity as Singaporean?
I would describe my personal identity as like a blend of races because what I can say about Singapore is that we grow up with different races and different religions. So, for example, I'm an Indian and I grew up with Malays around me in school. So, I learned to talk Malay language, and I also took Malay language as my mother tongue in school. And when I grew up with friends who are Malay, I learned about their culture, like they wear baju kurung and their food, and it makes me understand Malay's culture. So not only I know about Indian's culture, but I also know about Malays. And I'm also sure that people who have other friends such as Chinese also, they learn about each other's culture. So my identity in Singapore, even though I'm Indian, but we also have the understanding towards other cultures as we grow up with them.
Alright, what do you think people outside Singapore should know about your country?
I feel like some people have misconceptions, such as the most common misconception I've seen is actually about Singaporeans not being able to talk in Malay language. But it's something that I understand as we see Singapore is as like, oh, English language is the national language. But actually our national language in Singapore is Malay language. Our national anthem is also in Malay. So like what do I want to say here is that it depends on the family actually. So for example, if the person goes to a secular school, in Singapore we have secular and madrasah. So secular is where they don't learn anything related to religion, and madrasah they learn related to Islam. So usually Muslim students will go to madrasah, but there are also some Muslim students who go to secular due to lack of space and financial issues and all. So if they go to secular school, they will grow up with Chinese friends, Indian friends, and sometimes the Malay students they will talk and speak in English at school. Because why? Because Chinese, Indians they don't understand Malay, and this will actually influence them to, like for example when they are at home, it will be very it will not be very but slightly difficult for them to talk in Malay because they are used to speaking in English. So I feel like it actually depends on the family. So if the family speaks Malay at home, they will be okay to speak Malay, means they are used to it also. So at home they speak Malay and in school they speak in English. However, I feel like if families speak in English at home as well, then slowly Malays they will feel very unusual to speak Malay. So I feel like this is a common misconception where Singaporeans cannot speak in Malay. Actually can. It's just that it depends whether they are fluent in it or they are used to speaking in Malay language.
Alright, how do Singaporeans usually express politeness non-verbally?
I feel like we express politeness in terms of maybe giving others space, like personal space, not being too close to each other, and also like I mentioned earlier, how people will offer seats to those who are in need, such as the elderly, pregnant women. So even though you are not sitting at their priority seat, but as a form of respect, okay, even though it's non-verbal, we just give give up our seats to them because we know that they need it even more. And also something like maybe not cutting queues and all.
Alright, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing your thought. It was insightful to hear about your experience. Wish you all the best in your study in the future. Thank